Hello, guys. How are you doing today? I was hoping that I was going to have a chance to see you today. However, I know that for date release, which is your case, you are going to be doing like all the online training as synchronous. So because I got to get you ready for the test next week, we are having our test, our final exam on February 8th, and the test is going to be open from 6 in the morning all the way down to 11:30 at night. Once you finish your test, your results will be available within 48 hours after taking the test. Also, I want to let you know that the test is going to be open without time limit. That way, if any of you, have any difficulties, any issues with it, you are going to have a chance to send me a message throughout the day. And that way, I am hoping that the stress of having to take a test all by yourself is going to be reduced. So in this small video that I'm recording for you, what I want you to be able to do is that I want you to go please to Iconestoga once more. And of course, if you are watching this video, it's because you are already using Iconestoga. So from Iconestoga, okay, so I want you to go into the course tools, as you can see in here. So you click on course tools and then please go to quizzes. Okay. So course tool, quizzes. And then right there, you are going to be able to see something which is called second final review, third final review, and fourth final review. So for all these quizzes, you have 7 attempts, as you can see right there on this column. So as when we click on the second quiz, which is for the final review, you are going to click Start Quiz, and you are going to go through the 20 questions. So let's do a few questions together. So in question number 1, we have that a resistor, and then we have first a blank space. Resistor is made by winding a piece of resistive wire around a ceramic core. So how do we call that type of resistor? We have 4 different choices in this instance. And in all cases, for this multiple choice, we are going to have 4 different choices available. So we have that if we are winding a piece of resistive wire around a ceramic core, click there, it's going to be automatically saved. And you are going to notice right here on the left-hand side, where you have the total amount of questions that you have on the test, that the question has been duly noted, it's recorded. So if I wanted to, I can jump to any questions that I just by clicking on it. Okay, so I double click on 14, so it took me to question 14. So if I click back, double click on question 2, it's going to take me back to question number 2. So if you are not sure what is the right answer for any given question, my recommendation would be just to skip it, because you are going to be able to notice on this left-hand side, on this left-hand column, all the questions that has been properly recorded and the question that you will still need to have an answer for. Okay, so let's continue with question number 2. And I'm going to leave one of the questions blank, like number 3. I'm going to leave it blank on purpose so you can see what happened on the left-hand side. Okay, so in question number 2, we have that the amount of resistance to current flow in a series circuit is equal to, and then we had a blank space, of the resistance in that circuit. So that's going to be equal to the sum of the resistance in that circuit. So as I said, I'm going to skip question number 3. Let's say that I'm not sure what should be the answer to that question. In order to be able to have enough time to do my test, even when in this case, we're not going to have any time limit other than from 6 to 11:30 at night. Still, sometimes doing the test, throughout the test, you are going to be able to pick some information that otherwise you had answered wrong if you had chosen to give the answer right away. So in this instance, as I said, I'm going to leave this question alone. Let's say that I don't know the answer, and I'm going to continue with number 4. The next question says that a device that is designed to open and disconnect the circuit in the event of excessive current is a, and then we are going to click on fuse. It could be a circuit breaker, but we don't have that choice. Okay, so we continue here. A series circuit have a total resistance of 180 ohms and an applied voltage of 120 volts. So we know from Ohm's law that in order to find our current, which is the variable that we want to be able to find, we have to divide our voltage by the resistance. In this instance, we have the 120 divided by 180, and it's very obvious that the answer should be 0.667 amps, which is 667 milliamps. Okay, so let's answer question number 6. A variable resistor with 3 terminals is called, so when we have 3 terminals, that is called a pot, a potentiometer, okay? So up to this point, I want you please to see that so far on the left-hand side, where all the questions are displayed, or at least the question numbers are displayed, that there's not a check mark for question number 3. Also, you can see that there is no check mark on any of the other questions, indicating that we still have to cover those questions, going forward. Okay, so let's keep moving. A circuit that has only one path for current flow, it is what? A series circuit. Question number 8, what does the fourth band color of a 4-band resistor indicate? That's going to be R, tolerance. When a circuit has only one path, the blank space is the same at any point. And we already know this, because if we only have one path, it's because we have a series circuit. A resistor whose values can be varied over a range of values is called, okay, that is a variable resistor, okay? Because remember that we covered 2 different types: fixed, which are the ones that we have been using so far, and then we have variable resistors. Those ones you are going to be using in level 2 electronics. When a circuit has only one path, the current is the same at any point. Next one. Wire 1 resistors are often used because they are able to operate at power levels blank space, power levels than other resistors. Okay, so wire 1 resistors are used because they can dissipate more heat. So in that manner, they can power. 2 resistors in a series circuit has voltages of 25 and 60. We just got to remember one of the rules for series circuit, which is that in a series circuit, voltage always add up, okay? So in this instance, 25 plus 60 is going to be 85 volts, okay? So as soon as I click that, you were able to see that it was saved. In question number 14, the current, voltage, power, and resistance in a series circuit can be found by using Ohm's law. A series circuit have a total resistance of 240 ohms and a current flow of 4 amps. What is the applied voltage? So in this instance, we can see that we are going to have to apply Ohm's law once more. So having like 240 ohms and 4 amps, so we are going to multiply the 240 ohms times the 4 amps, and that's going to give us 960 volts. Let's finish with the last questions, with the last 5 questions that we have in this quiz. A resistor has colors: red, which is 2, violet, which is 7, and brown, which is the multiplier, which means that we add 1 0 after the first 2 significant figures. So, and then gold is my tolerance. So we have, as I said before, red, which is 227, okay? And then brown, so it should be 270. So you gotta be careful with a question like this because we have either 270 at 10% or 270 at 5%. Because we have gold have a tolerance of 5%. So the right answer would be 270 ohms plus or minus 5%. Question number 17 now. A blank space is the force that pushes the electrons through a resistance. Okay, so that's voltage. Okay, so it cannot be potential because potential difference, yeah, that would be a different story. If I had written in the test potential difference, then yes, that could be the right answer, but it would be a little confusing because you would have the right answers at the same time. Okay, so in this instance, the only possible answer is voltage because that one wouldn't be complete anyways. So in question number 18, a resistor, and then, sorry, again, I said that. A blank space resistor operates by moving a wiper arm with a screw at some number of turns. That is called a multi-turn variable resistor, okay? So, and let's finish with the last two questions here. We can see that we are missing two right on the left pane. A resistor has color bands brown, which is 1, black, which is 0, and then red. So we know for sure that we have 1, 0, and then red, that means 2, is 2 zeros. So we have 1,000 plus or minus 10%. So let's look for that answer. It's right there. And that would be the right answer, 1,000 plus or minus 10%. And let's get into the last question that we are going to be able to answer with confidence. Now we have that a variable resistor with two terminal is called a what? Okay, is it a multi-turn, a rheostat, a pot, or it is a wire wound? So in this instance, it's going to be a rheostat. Okay, so now if I want, I can submit my quiz, and I'm going to show you what happened when we do this. If I go to submit, it's going to tell me that you have one unanswered question. So if I can either click here on the unanswered question or click right here, and then it's going to take me straight into that question. So let's say that I don't know the answer, and just, I mean, the right answer should be in this question, the amount of, okay, the amount of what? The amount of voltage drop. That's the right answer, okay? Across a resistor is proportional to its resistance. But I'm going to answer this wrong on purpose so you can see what happened when we do that. So instead of saying voltage drop, I'm gonna say current drop, which is something that we didn't cover in our class. And then I'm gonna scroll down, submit the quiz. And when I do that, of course, I'm going to have the questions that I didn't answer right. The amount of current drop, remember that it was voltage drop, is right there. Okay. The amount of blank space, voltage drop, so it indicates what should be the right answer. Okay, so even when I said it verbally, like when a circuit has only one path, the current is the same at any point, but I answered resistance. But we know that it's current, the right answer. So in your test, you are going to be able to see what is the question, the answer that you provided, and you were going to have like this red X indicating that that wasn't the right answer. And then you are going to have a blue arrow that indicates what was the right answer that you were supposed to choose. In that instance, in my attempt, I was able to get 18, which is a 90%. Remember that these quizzes are not full marks. They are just for practice. And please make sure that you go ahead to quizzes and that you complete the third final review and the fourth final review. That's going to be very important in writing the final exam. Remember that your final exam, if we go here to announcements, um, is going to be February 8th, 2021. It's going to be online. It's going to be from 6 in the morning until 11 at night. And these are the topics which are going to be covered: soldering, resistors, DC circuits, semiconductors, transistors, optocouplers, and logic gates. So also, like once you submit your test, it says here that your results are going to be available by the 12th of this month. But I'm going to try to get them to make them available for you so you can know your final mark by within 48 hours, okay? By the 10th. Anyways, guys, I wish you the best, and I hope that you can watch this video and that I was able to provide some useful and helpful information. See you next week. Okay, bye-bye. Good luck.